Yes! Well done, Watson!
Holmes, you're playing bowls? Indoors?
Not just any old bowls, Watson. Lawn bowling.
Seriously? With your injury? Oh, no. Mrs. Hudson is going to murder you.
Well, that's it for now. Time to go. Would you care to join me?
You're incorrigible. And where are we going, Holmes?
I'm participating in the final stage of the annual tournament held by the London Archaeological Institute's bowling club. It's an official invitation. I'll just need to dress suitably and then we can leave.
Shouldn't you dress for the game?
This suit isn't appropriate for where we're going. My archive. I can always consult with it if needed. This suit isn't appropriate for where we're going. Mr. Holmes, you played very well yesterday. I'm obliged to you, Sir Charles. I play many outdoor sports. That's the key to my success. My friend Dr. Watson has decided to join me. Really. Mr. Holmes, would you like to see the first prize? A rare stone Mayan Quiche calendar.
Mayan Quiche?
Indeed. Their legendary king, Tekun Uman, has his statue just behind you. although this one is a cast metal copy.
That? Oh.
Well, since only members may enter the clubhouse, we have exhibited the calendar outside. Please explore. The statue of Takunuman.
Good luck, Holmes.
I'd like to win the Mayan calendar. It's a beautiful work of art.
The first prize, the Mayan Quiche calendar.
It's a great final. Did you see the first prize?
Ah, Mr. Holmes. Are you ready to begin the final? Start the final.
何をすればいいのかわからなかった。手持ちのボールを1投目の白いマーカーに近づけるように投げる。とりあえず白いマーカーに近づけたらいい。どういうルールなのかがわからない。あの白い球に狙えばいいんか。 どね。じゃあさっきみたいな感覚でこの辺でこの辺やろ。どうや、完璧やろ。どうじゃい。はあ、そんなん無理やろ。てかルールがわからんかったからな。ちっこ。完璧。あ、でもいけすぎいけすぎいけすぎいけすぎ。どうすればいい。みんなうーしか言えへんやん。何をどうすればいいのかが全然分からへん。ここの強すぎた。黒のボール近づけてもた。やるか、やっとくか。これ水ってか、うわ奥に投げよったでこいつ。奥の方が俺が難しいとでも思うか。簡単やわ。確かこの辺で全力で投球。下手くそだな俺。 これむずいって。おう、右からうまっ。何こいつ。いいよ、俺もやったろうやないかい。はい。なんだ、俺だけちょっと動いてるよな。最悪やねんけど。だいぶ変化けて威力をちょっと落とせる。完璧やろ、完璧やろ。はい、俺の勝ち。あ、
It was an excellent game, Mr. Holmes, but Arthur always wins. The award ceremony for the first 3 places will be tomorrow morning. I hope to see you both then.
Unfortunately, I'll be unable to attend tomorrow. Duty calls.
Ah, but at least you know the club now.
Let's go home.
Hello, Mr. Bouvier.
Hello, Mr. Holmes.
Well, Caitlin?
Your costume!
Oh, don't you like it?
Oh, I do!
Caitlin, come on. Show some respect for your father.
You know, Father, Miss Alice was telling me all about her travels. She has already toured the world with her own father.
Your daughter is exquisite.
And just to think that she was aboard the Orient Express when it was attacked. What a dream.
Indeed.
She's so creative and imaginative. And that reminds me, would you allow Caitlin to visit me so that she can practice playing the piano?
It's very kind of you, but I decided that Caitlin should stop playing the piano.
Oh, Father, why did you say that?
Caitlin, we are neighbors. We'll meet again. Until then, I shall leave you with this book.
Thank you, Miss Alice.
Let's go.
The statue did it. It killed Zacharias.
Calm yourself now, Sir Charles. You've had a shock. Let the police do their duty.
What can a mere inspector like you do about it? You don't know anything.
A mere inspector? Pshaw. And now here comes Mr. Holmes.
Lestrade, are you here to receive a prize as well?
Very amusing, Holmes. You can go home. The ceremony's been cancelled. We've got a murder scene here.
Really? And to think I only came here for my prize.
I know, Holmes. I saw your name on the list of finalists. So go away.
You're not going to congratulate me?
What? Do you really think I'm that naive? You turning up out of the blue and then bam, a murder? There's a surprise.
Oh, you're making a spectacle of yourself, Lestrade. Let's just pretend that I'm a simple consultant, your humble assistant.
Oh, all right then. A club member, Mr. Zacharias Greystoke, was killed at around 4 in the morning. There. Now don't mess around.
I promise that I won't, Inspector.
ああ、殺人事件起きあった。
What do you make of the facts?
It's quite clear. The murderer intended to steal the Mayan calendar. He was caught by Zacharias Greystoke. He then took up the first weapon that came to hand, the statue's spear, and killed Greystoke. Then he fled, just as Sir Charles was coming out of the club. Unfortunately, we've been unable to find any trail beyond the club's wall. It's as if the murderer vanished into thin air. Well, take a look for yourself.
なんと
The surface is damaged. Traces of metal on stone. The iron mounting rod is broken.
なんと
Traces of metal on stone. It looks like the statue broke away from its pedestal.
なんと ここら辺には何かあんのか
What a spectacular season.
んでこっち側はあ、なんかおる
Sir Charles, are you able to tell me in detail what happened?
Ah, Mr. Holmes. Well, to prepare for the awards ceremony, I decided to spend the night here at the club. I was sitting alone at my desk when I suddenly heard a loud, metallic sound and a terrible shout. I hurried outside and well, I found the body of Zacharias. And I swear it, I saw the statue of Tekun Uman running away.
なんと高そうな指なんかルビーサファイア
Zacharias You saw the statue running?
It was dark, but yes, I'm sure of it. It was running, and it was making the most horrible metal sound as it did so. And can't you see? The pedestal is now empty.
Did you know the victim?
Yes, of course. It was Zacharias Greystoke. He was a club member, and an excellent bowler.
But why was he here so early in the morning?
Oh, I don't know.
Sir Charles, where did the Mayan calendar come from?
It was donated anonymously. We received it shortly before the tournament, with a letter asking that it be awarded to the winner.
Is the calendar valuable?
Not really. It has historical value, of course. But to be truthful with you, Mr. Holmes, it isn't worth very much.
May I go in the clubhouse?
It's members only. I cannot authorize anyone unless that person has a written warrant from the police.
なんと入れないだと。何か返して何か隠してあるのかと聞きたいところですね。
Can I help you, Mr. Holmes?
If I believed Lestrade, this Mayan calendar was the reason behind the murder.
うわ、なんかむごいことなってるで。
Dry leaves. They make a noise. Zacharias probably walked across them.
なるほど。なんかあった。なんか。
Money was left inside the wallet.
なるほど。金は取られてない。
This spear came from the statue on the pedestal.
ありゃりゃ、綺麗に刺さっておりますね。
Zacharias' folder with some documents. These drawings represent the Mayan symbols.
何これ。時計？
The case is scratched and dented.
時計じゃないの？あ、いた。あ、時計だ。
Tissot watch, Swiss, 1855. This watch is valuable and old. It's been through a great deal. All valuables were left on the victim. The strike was powerful and well aimed.
なるほど。
A piece of the statue's mounting rod. Pieces from the pedestal. And what about the statue?
No idea yet. I imagine a thief must have taken it somehow.
Right, so they were thieves, and they were very well equipped?
Yes, must have been. Then there's also Sir Charles's version, but
Please, go on.
he said this morning that he was alone at his desk when he heard a shout. He went outside and saw Greystoke lying on the ground and... Believe it or not, he said that there was no one else on the green that night but the statue itself running away.
You mean that the statue might have killed the victim? Interesting.
Absurd, more like. Besides, it was dark and foggy.
So, somewhat like your version, then. Did you search the clubhouse?
What for? The murder took place outside.
クラブハウスも調べようぜ。入りたい。俺が。
At your service, Mr. Holmes. Can I help you, Mr. Holmes?
なんかここら辺にあるの。お、なんかある。
Scratches on the stone.
ああ、最初から言います。そういうことね。違う。向こうにして。まず、お前じゃねえ。これが一番で、こう来る。で、こうやってから、ああなる。そういうことでいいのか。刺さって逃げる。で、逃げてるところを見られる。
No, it wasn't like that.
何？ってことは、こいつこうやって、ああなって、こうじゃなくて、こうか刺さる。で、こう来ます。じゃあ逃げていったみたいな。えいしょほいしょみたいな感じ。こう？
No, it wasn't like that.
What the fuck? 逆か？これで合ってるよ。
No, it wasn't like that.
おお、じゃあ逆か。こうか。
It looks as if Zacharias was killed the moment he approached the calendar, and killed by the spear from Takunuman's statue that jumped from its stand and escaped over the wall.
なるほど。ここにまだなんかお、なんかある。
A broken branch. Somebody jumped into the tree and then over the wall.
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
A murder at my club. What a disaster for our reputation.
Well, Holmes, your conclusions as my consultant?
My conclusions are approximate to Sir Charles's testimony.
Oh dear, you think the statue did it?
Everything points to the fact that the spear was thrown from the pedestal and Mr. Greystoke appeared not to notice the killer.
Indeed. The journalists will be ecstatic about your version.
I would like to examine the victim and take a look at his belongings.
Oh, you've amused me at least, Mr. Holmes. Very well. I'll grant you authorization for the examination at Scotland Yard, but nothing more.
捜査を許可する。許可するっつって。証拠品を調べよう。どこにあるの？
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
え、証拠品ってどこにあるの？
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
え、なんかああ、ここか。 き遊びですね。言いたくなりますね。
Thank you for coming so quickly, Watson. Lestrade already has the victim's body in the autopsy room.
Calm down.
I'm always ready to help anytime, Holmes. I'm always ready to help anytime, Holmes.
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
This spear came from the statue on the pedestal.
血ついてるし。
Tissot watch, Swiss, 1855. An ordinary pencil. Money was left inside the wallet. Oh, Zacharias had already translated some symbols. The Mayan calendar. Here's a chance to... Interesting. What are the symbols here? I'll need to redraw them. I could use this dictionary to translate the calendar's glyphs. They are the symbols that were drawn on the Mayan calendar. The papers from Zacharias' folder. They can help us to translate the Mayan message.
これがこれ聖なるでこれがどれだ。まあとりあえず当てはめて文字を変えていかなしゃあないよね。どこだこれか。バラすとりあえず呪いがこれはどれだ。これは記号合わせおあれどれだ。あれあったこれか。手の形のやつ。あった。これがOh my god でこの耳みたいななんか猿みたいなやつがこれやろ。耳みたいなやつ。どれ耳みたいなやつあったどこだよ。 たいなエンド豆なんだ。これで聖なる飾れし聖なる神殿を聖なる神殿を見つけた者は誰一人
No, I think I've missed something here.
聖
No, I think I've missed something here.
終わっちゃった。ミスった。
They are the symbols that were drawn.
もう一回やらなきゃいけねえ。だるーい。違う。これ。さて、聖なる神殿を荒らす者には呪いが降りかかり、お願いしようにより死を迎えられ、選ばれし者だけが救われる。
Cursed will be anyone who disturbs the sacred temple. They will meet their death by the risen statue. Only the chosen will have mercy. It's not only a calendar, it's a curse.
今のめっちゃスラ
Zacharias
スラ言ってたな
Greystoke, a member of the club, was killed as the curse decreed.
チャールズ長は一人だった。チャールズ長は天運像が張り付いた頃を目撃した。チャールズ長が走る像を見ていない、嘘をついているか、他の誰かが逃げ去るところを目撃した。俺はとりあえずこっちだな。とりあえずこっちで他のやつも調べようか。ちょっと待って、お前がいるってことは何かある？待てよ、他のとこちょっと見に行くか。多分ないとは思う。
There's no need to disturb Lestrade for the time.
なんか下に多分死体暗室だな。多分死体こいつに一応聞いとくか。
I'm always ready to help anytime,
ああ、
Holmes.
ここに移動してきただけね。下行こうか、じゃあ。僕は行けないんだな、どうせ。オッケー、行こう。じゃあ、死体を見ますか。なんか、他にあんのかな。なさそうだね。死体見よう。
It was a powerful throw. The spear pierced right through the body.
なるほど。
The coroner mentions in his report some specific cardiac and digestive system damage.
目もおかしいな。
Traces of alcohol were found in the stomach. Apparently, Zacharias had been drinking before his death.
で腕はないな。
Red eye. It looks like a serious infection.
なるほど。
This is where the spear entered the body. The murderer aimed for the heart. The weapon must have been thrown by a strong and skilled person. It's possible that the link between Zacharias and the curse is at the archaeological club. I'll need a search warrant. These scars are old.
生き返ったら怖いな。
We'll need to get a search warrant to investigate the club.
お、クラブハウスに入れんのか？よし。ハロー。ハロー。 銃なんか持たないの危ないでしょうが。
Aren't you supposed to be investigating those cases of yours instead of bothering me?
Good day to you too, Inspector. I have a small favor to ask of you, a search warrant to investigate the murder at the club.
No, no, and no.
こんにゃろ。いいんだろこれ。
Since I'm without the warrant, I should find something else to do. By the way, do you know if Sir Robin is currently in town?
I have no idea. And why on earth should you even think that I might know that?
Well, I believe I may have solved a case about, let's say, a salacious inspector.
No, it's not what you think. Nothing dishonourable happened. Go on then. Take your warrant.
So he refused to give you the search warrant?
Oh no, I've got it. I won't need you for a while now, Watson. I'll see you later.
やったぜ。よっしゃ行くか。
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
ギャラリー増えたな。
Poor Sir Charles. A crime at his club.
よ、入れさせてくれよ。入れさせてくれ
Sir
よ。
Charles, I have a search warrant. I would like to take a look inside the clubhouse.
I see. Here's the key, but I do protest.
やったぜ。中入れるぜ。やったぜ。
I heard that Zacharias was killed by the statue spear.
Why won't the police say anything?
Hello.
Oh, it's horrible. Do you think the club will be closed?
Hello. やったぜ。入れるぜ。おお。なるほど。チェス。なんか死罪かな。
Ah, Sir Charles was once a captain in the guard.
なるほど。なるほど。ああ、名前か。これはなるほど。他は家族写真
Charles Yellingham has a large family.
家族写真やな。あ、なんかある。なんと。なんと。
A message to Sir Charles from Zacharias Greystoke, the victim. The 50th birthday of Lord Stevenson.
他調べるところは何これ。
Interesting. It appears that the club is unable to pay its debts to the bank.
なるほどね。
Zacharias Greystoke. It's Sir Charles Yellingham, the director of the club. Guatemala, 1881. I don't think this is a bowls tournament.
なるほど。
The photograph appears to have been faked or damaged. I'll take it.
おっと。
It appears that it's a part of a gold statue from Guatemala. Solid gold. It's worth a fortune. This piece has been cleanly and intentionally cut. These antiques look quite valuable. These trunks have just arrived. They're from Zacharias Greystoke's antique collection. This metal globe is very impressive. Some bits are missing. Some bits are missing.
2つかけてんの。2つかけちゃってんの。何これ、すげえ。
The late Mr. Roberts' collection. Interesting. The men who own these collections are all dead.
なるほど。
The late Mr. Sutherland's collection. The late Mr. Smith's collection.
コレクションばっかだな。
The late Mr. Blinkhorn's collection.
Correction.
The late Mr. Bromsby's collection.
Correction. 終わりかな。一応全部調べちゃった。じゃあ調べたね。はい、お邪魔しました。よし。いや、話をしようじゃないか。
Sir Charles, you informed me that you didn't know why Mr. Greystoke was here at such a time.
That's correct. I have no idea.
なぜグレイシーがここにいたのか見当がつかない。
But in fact, you do. Mr. Greystoke wrote to you about him coming with another person to visit.
Ah, well, yes, that is right. He raised a scandal about the Mayan calendar, so he wanted to see me before the ceremony. But I don't know exactly what it was that he wanted, or who this other person he mentioned might have been.
人物をやったやな、確か。やってんな。
You have a fine collection at your club, with one disturbing thing in common.
All the items are from our club members.
コレクションはクラブ会員から譲り受けたもの。
What's this supposed to mean? Never mind.
反論したかった
A
今の
murder at my club. What a disaster for our reputation.
多分とりあえず一旦帰らなあかんのかなこれは。一旦帰ろう。よしよしよし。写真を分析しよう。
It appears that part has been painted over. I need to find out what's underneath.
人物像がちょっとだけ見えるの。誰かがおんのか。
I need a pipette.
ペットこれか。はい。
Let's gently remove the paint with a soft cloth. Aha, there's another person in the photograph.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Look here. There's a person with a swollen eye who was concealed within this photograph. A dispute of some kind, do you think, Watson?
Possibly. But it appears to me a characteristic symptom of a rare tropical disease that is found in South and Central America.
South America! Brilliant, Watson!
Happy to help.
Is it deadly?
Well, there is a chance he survived.
I shall ask Sir Charles, but who knows what he'll say.
I have an idea. There is only one hospital for such illness. The Hospital for Tropical Diseases. I have friends who work there.
Oh, yes?
Well, the chances are slim, but I'll pay them a visit. If he's in London, they would have seen him.
なるほど。なんか書類とか調べるとかあるな。これはな、歴史ちゃうか。ほら。
Here it is. My archive. I can always consult with it if needed.
調べることはこれで終わったか
A map of London and its surrounding.
な。よし。 向いての話聞くの。こいつが誰なのか。よし。話しようぜ。
I found this photograph on your wall. You're in it, but do you know who these men are? Particularly the gentleman with the swollen eye.
Oh, him. But that's poor Mr. Albiot. He died from fever during an expedition to Guatemala 14 years ago. We were searching a Mayan Quiche temple, but everything went wrong. We were unable to enter the temple, and the expedition ended in disaster. I'm here, and here is Zacharias. And there is Bernard Marley, another member. He's over there, near the pedestal. By the way, he's the fellow who built that terrible statue. He created it, must have been 10 years ago.
なるほど。おっと。遺言によるグレースの所有のコレクションクラブ。存在するかな。とりあえずはね、つながった。呪いは実在した。呪いより殺人が起きた。ザによって殺された。マヤの神殿は呪いはこれで違いない。待てよ、これがもしもや呪いは存在しないってなったら消えるんだろう。で、これは間違った証言に至ると。なるほど、まだ結びつかないと。多分ね、走り像があって呪いが存在するってなったらつながって呪いは実在した。レストレードにこの事件を引き継ぐ記者に後ろ差し出される役目はレスト何が起きたか内密にしよう。現実的に連関があれば像を逮捕することは不可能。ちょっともうちょい操作するだけでみようか。嫌な予感がする。もうちょい続けてみよう。
Poor Sir Charles. A crime at his club, it's a terrible
Mr. Bernard
thing.
Marley, I presume. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I have to ask you about an expedition to Guatemala.
Shh, not here. It's too dangerous. I'll give you my card. Visit me there where we can talk.
8番ストリートやってる。
Keaton Street.
キートンストリートじゃない。確かキートンストリート。クラブストリート8番地どう。
Gumballs Road.
8番地
Keaton Street.
キートンストリートじゃなくてクラブストリート。クラブストリート
Keaton Street.
キートンストリートじゃない。クラブストリート
Keaton Street.
だから言ってんじゃん。15番だろ。だから違うでしょ。
Excuse me, where is Grub Street?
I don't know.
知らねえなってこと殺した。ダメ、そんなことまでする。ダメ。
Possum Street.
ポッサムストリート。
Gumballs Road.
ガンボールストリート。
Just leave the post on the doorstep.
I'm not expecting anyone.
あ、8番。
Possum Street.
ポスタムストリート。でも8番だけは違うんだよな。ここは
Cranny Street.
クラニーか。クラブだってクラニーじゃない。
Cranny Street.
クラニーじゃなくて
Grub Street.
あ、クラブストリート。あったあったあったあったあった。1、2、5、3、8、8。あった、これや。
Horse of Pedro Alvarado. He was a conquistador, I believe. Fresh scratches. There were 2 large boxes. Something large and heavy was dragged here.
Mr. Holmes, you must forgive my escape at the club. It wasn't a safe place to talk.
And it's safer here.
Yes, better here. Not my office. I have secured my foundry, you know.
Ah, reassuring.
って出てくるのか確かな現物像ってことはまだどっかじゃあ
Did you know Zacharias Greystoke the victim?
Yes, he was a brave friend. Such good karma until yesterday.
Do you recognize the unwell man in this photograph?
By Jove, albeit. Yes, that's him. The poor fellow met his end in Guatemala. He was struck down by a terrible disease.
You were friends?
Not really, but he was an active member and a courageous man. Too courageous. You can't fight against the Quiche gods.
And what of the expedition? You were seeking a Mayan temple?
Yes, the temple of Tekun Uman. Another one of Charles's stupid ideas. We found it, but there was some kind of strange force that prevented us from entering. An evil aura. It was Tekun Uman's emanation. We could all feel it. Albeit its disease worsened suddenly, there was nothing we could do. And now, with Zacharias' death, the curse has reawakened.
After 14 years?
Prophecies are timeless, even in the beyond. There is no escape.
Did Zacharias believe in the prophecy?
It is not a matter of belief, don't you understand? Zacharias was convinced that we could stop the curse by studying the calendar. What insanity! He sent me a message. He wanted us to visit the club and try to convince Charles to remove the calendar from the awards ceremony.
But you didn't go?
I knew Charles would refuse. Anyway, studying the calendar wouldn't help. Tekun Uman is far too powerful.
Your relationship with Charles Yellingham is...
Not friendly. Well, it is reciprocal. You know, most of his expeditions are failures because he is too focused on his hypothetical career to be in politics.
He has political ambition.
Well, that would be an understatement. He has ambitions for the House of Lords, and the club is his means of achieving this. It's also the reason for his disastrous management.
No.
But he still succeeds in finding money. I wonder how.
What's your opinion on Tekun Uman's statue having disappeared?
I don't know, but I have nothing to do with it. Nothing.
But in fact, you do. You made the statue.
That's true. But it was 10 years ago. You can't blame me for that.
Don't you think so? After all, it is the statue that is responsible for killing.
No! It's Tekun Uman. But who could imagine that a simple statue replica would be chosen by Tekun Uman? Nobody. I have to leave you now. I've got paperwork to do. And we've spoken too much. He could hear us. Tekun Uman. Well, goodbye then.
Apparently, Marley has built multiple statues of Tekun Uman.
Sorry, I'm too busy to chat. Sorry, I'm too busy to chat.
There were 2 large boxes. Apparently, Marley has built multiple statues of Tekun Uman. Grub Street. A map of London and its surroundings. Could be useful. I do hope that bone has no connection to Watson's medical practice. My archive. I can always consult with it if needed.
まあ調べることなんだろう。刺したままにすんのか。クラブハウス行ってみようか。
A murder at my club. What a disaster for our reputation.
I heard that Zacharias was killed by the statue's spear.
Why won't the police say anything?
Excuse me, where is Grub Street?
I'm not entirely sure, but I think it's the street going up the hill, not far from here.
Excuse me, where is Grub Street?
I don't know.
furnace for melting metal.
Sorry, I'm too busy to chat.
Something large and heavy was dragged here.
Where is this? Can I help you, Mr. Holmes? At your service, Mr. Holmes.
There's no need to disturb the Strahd for the time.
I heard that Zacharias was killed by the statue spear. A murder at my club. What a disaster for our reputation.
But where is the statue? Did it vanish?
What an abominable crime.
難しい判断やけど象を逮捕することはできんからね。
So, you believe in the curse?
Well, I have no other explanation, but I beg you to keep the outcome of this case a secret. No one needs to know my failure.
As you wish, Holmes. But why are we here?
If this curse is the cause of Zacharias' death, then it may strike again. I've requested of the authorities that Marley's foundry be used to destroy all of the Mayan statues that can be found in it.
What? Destroy all of them? My God.
あれは失敗なのか。なんか違う気がする。
A murder at my...もしくはこうして間違うにやったら気づいていないのかもしれない。で新しいのが出てくる。 A murder at my club. What a disaster for our reputation.
調べるためにはどう調べたの？とりあえずさ、じゃあとりあえず結論こっちにユーザーにしよう。でさあこれでどうなるかな。
Sir Charles, I believe that it's time to pass on the leadership of your club to someone else.
I don't understand.
You were charged with the murder of Zacharias Greystoke. You murdered him for money and to further your career.
What? This is an outrage. I have powerful connections. You will regret this.
チャレンジがあるからな。どうやって調べるかが問題なんだよな。
My analysis table. It's useful for my work.
どうやって調べればいいのか。どこ行けばいい？でもここなんだろうな。
Excuse me, where is Grub Street?
I'm not entirely sure, but I think it's the street going up the hill, not far from here.
Fresh scratches. Something large and heavy was dragged here. Apparently. Sir Charles, I believe that it's time to pass on the leadership of your club to someone.
じゃあとりあえず今日は終わり。2章目完結ということで、もう1時やで。俺は寝よう。まだするかもしれんけど。じゃあ2章終わり目では。